Hey everybody, Lisa G back with you today. Today I'm going to show you a process video on how to create these beautiful index card pockets. They are super easy to make and they add just a beautiful touch to your junk journals. Before we get started, if you would, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button, and we hope that you'll give us a thumbs up before we leave so that you'll be notified the next time that we upload a video. On these, I did what is called the smooshing technique, and it's a well-known technique throughout the junk journaling community on how to create just beautiful and random backgrounds. If you hit smooshing in the search, you'll find all kinds of videos about it, and I'm going to show you today how I created these. As you can see, they just do a beautiful job, and I did a couple of different techniques. So I did the smooshing for the background, and then I did a little bit of stenciling over the top of that, and then some stamping as well. So we're gonna create a cute little new one today, some new index cards, and I'll show you exactly how this is done. I use Tim Holtz Distress Inks. This is actually a 4-pack of the mini Distress Inks, and this is what I used today. I wanted to use them all from the same one so that if you go out and buy it, you get the same inks. And then also there's a couple of Distress Oxides that I used. And you can use whatever colors you want, so it's going to be totally up to you what you want to use. It's a super easy process, and I usually go from light to dark, from light to dark, and this one being the lightest one, we'll start with it. And you can't really see it when you put it on. It's like a really pale green color. But just take some water and put it down. And these are blank cards that I purchased from Amazon. And I'll put a link down below for you so that you can see them. And it just gives you some beautiful colors, and just, we're just being totally random in how we lay them down. So we're going to pick up some ink, and I usually do them in 4s, just because I like to have, like 4 to a project, so that I can do different stuff. Oh, look at that. I got some purple from yesterday. But I like to do, 3 or 4 at a time. And if you run out of ink, just go back in, add a little more. A couple of spritzes is all it takes. And I got this at, I think I found these at Walmart, I believe. I'll double check and I'll find a link for you for those. The cards, they're index cards, but they're blank cards that don't have any lines on them. So you can buy them with the lines and just use the backs of them if you want to, but I like using the blank ones. And we're just going to pick up our colors. Okay. And then I have just an old baby wipe, and I pick up my colors with that when I'm done so that I can move on to the next one. And the next one I do is a yellow. This is fossilized amber. And this is just such a great yellow. I love this yellow. It just really pops. And, it kind of turns some of your green to sort of a shabby color. Shabby chic green. And as you can see, we're just picking up color in random spots here. Okay. And this is, this is what smooshing is, just, laying down your ink and then smushing your card into it. And we'll put just a little more there. And give it a little spritz. And let's see, we'll pick up a little more on this one, and maybe a little more on this one. Okay. And then, you want to let them dry just a little bit between colors so that you don't end up with, muddy colors. Because once you if you end up with too many colors at once, it just goes kind of muddy on you. And I'm going to let these dry for just a second, and I'll be right back. Okay, we lost a little bit of our green with that, so I'm going to go back in and add just a little more green, just because, green is kind of what I was trying to get in there. And we can, we can wipe it through the whole thing and pick up some. And I'm going to add just a little bit more. That color is kind of hard to see because, it's just a very light green. It's twisted citron. But it's a pretty green. I like it. It's one of my favorite greens. See that? Okay. I'll try to pick up as much of it as I can on that one. All right. And now we're going to go into the blue. And the blue will really, really pop. So I used this one, which is called Broken China. And it just adds like a really beautiful, kind of bold, little bit of a bold blue. Well, see, my green's not quite dry yet. I may have to go back and dry some more. Yeah, I'm losing my blue. I also have a Mermaid Lagoon Distress Oxide that I think I might add. Here, let's clean this up. Just to give it a little oomph on the color. It's a nice bright blue. I love doing this and just randomly putting, ooh, isn't that pretty? Look at that. And just, running it through the edges. Okay. Very nice. And we'll go back here in just a second and I'll dry these so that, when we go to the next colors, we're not turning them to mud. Very pretty. Very nice. I love it. Very unique. And we may have to put a little more down, but we'll see what we get here. Yeah, let's get just a hair more. I'm not even going to do a whole lot. I'll just do a little. To add to this one. And this is why it's called the smooshing technique, because you just add some water and then just pop your paper down in there and kind of smoosh it down like so. And you just get these beautiful and random patterns. Okay. And I'm going to wipe this down. And give me just 1 second and I will dry these and I'll be back again. All right. So here's what we've got right now. These are our 4 cards. And again, you know, every time you do this, you're going to end up with something just totally different and random. You know, we could add some more to these if we want to. But, you know, on these, I just kind of went with what I got. And so that's what we're going to do today. And we will add a little bit more to these. So on my final color, instead of doing a smooshing technique on the final color, I did a stencil. And let me get a new pouncer here. And I'm going to do abandoned coral. And then I used these flowers off this large bee stencil. And I want to say that the stencil came from Temu. I'll see if I can find it for you again. And I'll leave you a link in the description box below. But I started and just did them like a little bit off to the side so that, you know, it was just really random. It gave, you know, nice color saturation. And you can do two-tone if you want to. Like on some of the previous ones, I did the coral, and then I went back over just the outer edge with the candied apple. And that kind of gave it a little bit of dimension. Like so. And then while it was here, I went in with some candied apple, which was just ever so slightly darker. And let me grab one of my finger pouncers here. Oh, I have to line back up there. There we go. And I just did a very light around the outer edge, just to give it some dimension on the back edge. Just to make it a hair darker on the back. Just right along the outside edge there. I didn't do the whole thing, just the very outside. Whoops. There we go. And, you know, it doesn't add a lot of dimension, but just a little bit. Just enough to add some oomph to it. There's one. And let's see, we'll put these on this side. And you don't have to use all of them. We can do it like this and just use parts of it. Like so. Okay. And let's see, on this one, we'll maybe do right here. And we're, you know, like I said, we're just adding a little bit of extra dimension to them here. And you can, you know, you can totally do whatever you want with them. There's no right or wrong to them. It's just whatever you like. Go. And then at the end, I like to come in, let's see, I like to come in with my archival inks, which are these guys. And you can, again, use any one you want. I like the ground espresso because it's not black, but it's not too light. And it gives like a really nice impression. Let me find, oops. These are the ones I used yesterday. And I thought this one was really pretty. And then we'll use the B one again as well. Okay. And I think on some of these I did the vintage photo. And that looks great, but I wanted them a little bit darker on this batch. Okay. And then you can do them sideways, you can do them straight up and down, whatever you prefer. It's just whatever you want it to be. Again, there's no right or wrong. It's just playing. Okay. And there you go. And we'll try this one. And again, you know, it's all about just layering things up. That's one of the things I love about this is, you know, it's not, you know, it ends up completely random, but, you know, you just get some beautiful, beautiful effects. And you're just building as you go. Okay. Let's see, I have another, I like this one. This one is a postcard looking stamp. I've had this one for ages. It's one of my favorite stamps. You know, and you can totally go sideways, or here, we'll do this one like so. And I usually try to leave them down for just a minute so that the ink transfers well. You know, the paper is porous, so the longer you leave it on there, the better your transfer is going to be. Okay. I say that, and it didn't even take the top part of it. I'm not going to try to put that back on there because then it won't show up at all. Or it will show up, but it may be a double print. So, and we don't want that. Let's do, I'm going to do the B again. And instead of doing the whole thing, I'm going to just try to get the B. See if we can do that. Okay. And we'll put that right there. I don't know what it is between rubber stamps and silicone stamps, but the silicone stamps always give a better impression for some reason. Don't know why. Which is, you know, maybe why everybody's switching over to the silicone stamps, would be my guess. And let's do this guy again. And here, I'll show you what the vintage photo looks like, because it is just a hair lighter. Still pretty, but it's just not as dark as the other. Okay. We'll do this one like so. See the difference there? It's just ever so lightly lighter than the espresso. Okay. With the archival inks, they don't clean off of the stamps nearly as well. They tend to stay on there. All right. And then what I did was I went around the edges of my flowers just a little bit. And, you know, again, there's no right or wrong. You're just, you know, playing with an idea. And so, you know, it's okay if it's not perfect. Mine are never perfect. You know, but that's also the beauty of the art of these things. Just to give it a little dimension here. Make them stand out a little bit. And I love doing this because, you know, you're always going to end up with something just very unique and different. And, you know, you'll never get the same thing twice. So if you like making, you know, doing mass makes and, you know, making different things at the same time, you know, you're always going to get just a beautiful and random set of cards. And as you can see, it doesn't take, you know, too long to put them together. They come together pretty quick. See that? And we'll go and do these. And you can just do, you know, you can go all the way around it in one fell swoop if you want to. There's never a right or wrong when it comes to making art. It's just whatever you love. There's that one. And then I'm going to show you here in a second a little trick to really make them stand out for you. Just make them unique. If you're limited on time, these are also great because you can, you know, do 1 or 2 parts of the process and then walk away and then come back in a little while after they've dried for a bit and do the next part of the process. That's part of, you know, what makes it so fun. If your pen is not working or stops working, just kind of draw a little bit and, you know, it should start back up. Sometimes mine has a tendency to try to stop on me in the middle of something. So I just, you know, give it a little bit and try it again. And you can, you know, turn it and use a different spot in your pen too. Okay, almost done. All right. And that was just a ultra fine point pen marker, permanent marker. And then I have a jelly roll marker. I love these. These are so fun. It's just a plain white marker. I'll start with the first one again. Let me cover this up. And then we're going to go back and we're just going to add some white to it. And, you know, the cool thing is the white will kind of go, you know, inside the edges of the black. And just adds a little bit of extra dimension to it. You'll still be able to see the black. You just have some, because you're never going to draw exactly on the lines that you were using before, so just gives it that added little extra dimension. And once it dries, of course, it'll be like just a little bit of white marker inside that black line. And you can go over the black if you want to try to go over the black. I find that, I'm never able to go exactly over, what I was doing before, but again, it lends to that, that random effect of what you're trying to get. Like so. And then we'll just keep doing and do the rest of them here. And then we'll go through all of them real quick and see what we've got this time. But the cool thing is you'll never get the same thing twice. And I think, I think that's the part that makes me the happiest is, that no matter how many times I do it, I always get something different. And I love that. I just think that's, the best part of being creative is getting that bit of random added in there. Okay. And again, if your pen starts acting up a little bit, like it doesn't want to give you a line, just, find something you can draw on. And I use my finger with the white because, it's harder to see it on this thing. It's not going to show up, but on my finger I can see it and know that it's working. And, if you don't want to do white, you can do gold, you could do silver, you could do any number of colors. Again, it's always going to be whatever you want it to be. Just work it and do what you want. Like so. And here you can kind of see the difference, but between with the white and without the white. And it just gives it, like a little added extra oomph. And I love that. That's the great thing about creating is, seeing what you can come up with each time. Okay. And then as the final touch, I took some Distress Oxide in the Wilted Violet. And this is probably one of my favorite parts. And you can spritz it, but I just wanted a little bit of color added too. I'll set these off to the side. I don't want to get them on each other. And just added a little bit of purple to them. And see, I've got a little purple over here on my thing. I'll try to pick that up. And that gave me just a little bit of extra something. So there's that. And there's that. There's that one. And here's that one. Now I'm going to go dry these real quick for you, and I'm going to sew the outsides of them, and then I'll be back again. Give me just a few minutes. Okay, so here is our end result, and I just took them downstairs. I did go around the outside edges with Vintage Photo Distress Oxide, just to give it a little bit of extra dimension. And then I took my sewing machine and I went around in a single stitch, and then I went back and I kind of did a wave around the outside edges because I just really like the way that looks. And there's that one. And of course that one will, you know, go like this. And this one. And this one. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I appreciate you so much for watching today. I hope I gave you some great ideas, and I hope it will inspire you to go out and get creative today yourself. And I hope that you'll give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button before you go. I love you guys very much, and I appreciate you coming to see me today. Have a great one. Thank you. Bye.